We'll also have a famous guest challenger before the panel a bit later in the program, but now to start things rolling, it's time for the experts to meet our first challenger, whose job they'll have to spot. So will you sign in, please, sir? L.A. Caparelli, is that right, sir? Caparelli, that's very fine, bold handwriting. Where are you from?
Chicago.
Well, it's nice to have you with us tonight. We have some other people from Chicago. Got a short trip for you to take. Oh, that's real bold handwriting. Will you take a brief trip down there with the panel for me, please?
Mr. Caparelli, may I look at the label in your suit? See if you bought it in Chicago?
Yes, ma'am.
He did. Thank
He
you.
better have bought it in Chicago. All right, Mr. Caparelli, will you come over here and sit down next to me now, please? And on the basis of your handwriting, what you said, and the fact that you bought your suit in Chicago, we'll let our friends on the panel have one free guess as to what your line may be, and we'll begin the free guesses with Miss Kilgallen.
I think he makes pizzas.
Mr. Cerf.
He's one of the sergeants at arms in the Democratic Convention.
I beg your pardon?
One of the sergeants at arms at the convention.
Miss Francis.
I think he's a numismatist.
Oh, really?
I just learned it, and I'll never have another opportunity to use it.
Well,
He's coin collector.
oh, why did you tell him? I want everybody to go find a dictionary. Mr. Block.
I'd say he's a co-pilot on a flying saucer.
Mr. Caparelli is salaried. With that, we'll begin the general questioning with Miss Kilgallen.
Is there a product connected with what you do?
I beg your pardon?
Is there a product connected with what Mr. Caparelli does?
No.
That would be 1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Do you perform service of some kind, Mr. Caparelli?
Yes, sir.
Do you work for a profit-making organization?
No, sir.
2 down and 8 to go, Miss Francis.
Then, of course, there is no profit involved in the corporation that you work for.
No.
You work for a non-profit-making organization, huh? Do you work for a branch of the government? Do you work for a branch of the federal government?
No.
3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Block.
Are you usually in contact with people?
Yes,
People of both sexes?
yes.
And you say most of your things are in services. Do you have to have special talent to do what you do?
Yes.
Do you have
There is
to have
a
special-
degree of training, and a substantial degree of training required. Go ahead, Mr. Block.
Or would I have come in contact with?
Could be possible. I would say it's most likely.
Is Daly also the type that would have come in contact with you?
I would say that it's possible I would come in contact, but very, very rarely. Go on.
The night may be the night. Have you always lived in Chicago?
Yes.
His face looks a little familiar.
I'm surprised you didn't know him on sight myself.
Well, do you usually look different than you do?
Sometimes.
Well, do you wear a costume of some sort?
Sometimes.
Well, when you wear this costume, is it of a sort of a military nature?
Yes.
It is?
Yes.
You know, from knowing the right answer on here, I could get drafted.
Actually, I'm going to, if I may, second guess Mr. Caparelli, because I wouldn't want to mislead either you, Mr. Block, or the other members of the panel. And since you used the specific term military, we will call it a no answer and make it 4 down and 6 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Do you, by any chance, wear a uniform? Is that why you answered yes to the word
Yes,
military?
I do.
But it is not a military uniform, is that correct?
Yes, it is not a military uniform.
Is it the uniform of a branch of the law?
Yes.
Do you work in and around Chicago?
Yes.
Is it a city branch of the law?
Yes.
Are you a policeman?
Well,
Do I have to say what kind of a policeman?
yes, actually, you have to be a little more specific than that. We will yield to the point that he has something to do with being policeman, yes.
Do you have a rank? Well, they all have rank, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
All police are ranked.
He looks as though he has.
We are not surprised that Mr. Block feels that way either.
You ought to know.
Mr. Caparelli, it looks to me as though he'd have rather a high rank. Are you, let us say, above patrolman?
I didn't say I was a patrolman. No, this question is specifically, are you above the rank of patrolman? Yes.
Are you above a captain?
Yes.
Are you the police commissioner?
No. Well, I think Mr. Caparelli would agree with me that there it's an issue of term. He is a chief of police. He's the chief of the traffic branch. Now, you stay here. I want to see you.
Was he the one that was at the convention?
He was the one who was at the convention. He was up in the booth with me last week.
You know what he did?
Yeah, I know. He
He got
arrested
me
you.
in.
Well, I think he'll be demoted for that.
He's doing a new show called What's My Fine?
Now, I would like to be serious for a moment and just say to you, Captain, that you certainly had a mess of people on your hands for both the Republican and the Democratic convention, and I have never seen such courteous police, nor have I seen a heavy traffic tangle handled as efficiently as your men did it. I'm glad you came here tonight because I was looking for somebody in Chicago to tell that to. Now, you have done fairly well with the prizes here, and I understand you want to tell us what to do with your prize money.
I want to donate my prizes to the Italian welfare of the city of Chicago for poor children.
That will be taken care of. Thanks very much for coming to see us. Nice to see you. All right, let's see what we can do with another challenger. Will you sign in, please, then? Patricia
Block coming up.
Patricia M. Stent. Is that right? Tell me, first of all, where you live.
Hollywood.
You live in Hollywood? My, well, you've had a long trip, so here's a short one. Will you walk down and see our friends in the panel?
Lift your hands, please.
Now can I hold your hand? Are you single? Well, we're in business first.
All right, Miss Stent, will you come over here and sit down next to me? And on the basis of your handwriting, what you said, how you said it, and the close look that our friends in the panel, especially Mr. Block, have had at you, we will give them one free guess as to what your line may be, and we'll begin the free guesses with Miss Kilgallen.
I think she's a makeup expert.
Mr. Cerf.
I think she's a costume designer.
Miss Francis.
I think she is a hairdresser at a studio.
Mr. Block.
Well, I hope she's a politician because I'd sure like to join her party.
No, I'm afraid nobody has it right, so we'll let our viewers at home have a further look at Miss Stens, and at the same time we'll tell them what her line is. But the panel is going to have to dig. Every no answer will cost you $5, Miss Stens. We'll keep the record right up here. By the way, I have just, before we get into this guessing on Miss Stens, I've just been asked by our producers to tell you that since the good chief, Mr. Caparelli, has asked that his money go to the Italian charity in Chicago, we are going to add $100 to it.
Good.
He sent such a nice gesture. All right, now, panel. I'll give you one bit of help. Miss Stens is self-employed. With that, we'll begin the general questioning with Mr. Cerf.
Miss Stens, I hope you'll give your money to Louis B. Mayer. Miss Stens, do you perform services of some kind?
Yes.
Are they the kind of services that make people happier?
Yes.
Do they require skill on your part?
Yes.
Do you use your hands?
Yes.
Do you also use some materials or implements
Yes.
in addition to your hands?
Yes.
Well, you're an artistic-looking person. I wonder, do you help create something that brings beauty into the world?
I think we would have to say that you helped create something that brings beauty into the world.
Will do. Is it something that people like to look at?
Yes.
Well, now, you said you used implements. Would it, by any chance, be a hammer and chisel?
No chisel.
No sculptress?
One down and 9 to go, Miss Francis.
What is the product that is involved in your work anything that was ever alive?
I would like to preface this by saying that I'm afraid we might mislead you to some degree. I would say that the product that is the end result is something that was alive, is alive, could be alive. Go ahead, Miss Francis.
Is the aliveness something in the animal world?
I wouldn't think so, would you? No, that'd be 2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Block.
This is alive, but it isn't alive in the animal world? Is it something that most people use?
Most of us use the product, which would be the expected end result of the attention of Miss Then.
Would you mind going around again? Well, is it something, perhaps the end product, something you could hold in your hand?
Under certain circumstances, you could hold it in your hand, yes.
Well, is it something that perhaps used in the house?
Use in the house? Yeah, you use it in the house.
Well, do you use it outdoors?
Yeah, you can use it outdoors.
This thing really gets around, doesn't it? Well, is it something that's, say, medium price?
How do you do on this? I don't know. Actually, I would say that in terms of today's plenitude of money, it would be called reasonably priced.
Well, does it come in a container of some type?
Now, the product which would be desirable as the end result would not come in a container. That would be 3 down and 7 to go. I'm going to give you 2 minutes more to try this. Miss Kilgallen.
May I say with all modesty, John, I hope it won't take that long.
I hope it won't, too.
Is this product, you said it isn't in the animal world, is it in the human world?
Well, it has a relation to the human world.
Well, I guess I'm wrong then. This may take longer than 2 minutes. I apologize, John. Is this something that makes any noise?
No noise. 4 down and 6 to go, Mr. Cerf.
You were thinking of babies, weren't you?
Yes.
I was, too. Are there any, when you said this thing was alive, might it possibly have included some vegetable matter? Something living from vegetable world?
We would say, would it be, in those broad categories as we use them, it would be vegetable, yes.
Would it be any kind of farmyard product involved?
1 down and 5 to go. No farmyard product. And 40 seconds more. Miss Francis.
Does it have anything, is it something that you might put on, the end product? Might you put it on?
Well, there would be circumstances under which it could be put on. Huh?
No?
You go ahead. I mean, but take it that way. It's a very involved thing. You're going to all hate me when this is finished.
Is this used in the motion picture industry?
The end product is used in the motion picture industry, yeah.
Is it used by the performers in the industry?
Yeah, they use it, don't they?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Does it come in different styles?
Well, the time is up, Miss Arlene. I'm going to have to pull the boom down and let Miss Stens win by default. She raises hair on bald
I was
head.
going to ask about
Oh,
it.
no, I'm sorry. Yeah, she's the hair restorer. She has formulas and she raises hair on
You mean
bald
she
head.
writes mystery stories?
No, not And Miss Stens, since you have won by default, you get the full prize. Thanks for coming, and I'm sure the panel and myself all enjoyed being discovered. Thanks very much. Bye-bye. Can you make it out all right? Now we come to the special feature of our program, the appearance of our mystery celebrity. Since our friends would recognize our guest, they're blindfolded, and the blindfolds are all in place, panel?
Yeah, sir.
Good. Will you come in, mystery challenger? and sign in, please. And then will you join me over here, please? Panel, as you know, in the case of our mystery celebrity, we dispense with all the usual preliminaries, get right down to the general questioning, which we will begin with Arlene Francis.
Are you in the entertainment world?
Yes?
Well, say. Do you appear before people? Well, I presume the egg was laid.
That was yes.
It is a he, is it? Is this a male?
Yes, Miss Francis.
Would you consider yourself an actor?
That's 1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Block.
Would he have anything to do with the musical world?
Yes?
Anything to do by any chance with singing?
No.
Naturally.
Wait a minute, small debate.
No.
No. 2 down and 8 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Are you a band leader?
A what, Miss Kilgallen?
A band leader, orchestra leader?
No.
That's 3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Have you ever worked for Walt Disney?
No. 1 down and 6 to go, Mr.
You may start now.
Do you play a musical instrument?
Yes.
Do you usually sit down when you play this instrument?
Always.
Oh, is it a piano that you play?
Yes.
Do you ever play concert piano music?
Yes.
Is that what you are considered, a concert pianist?
Actually, we have to be a bit evasive there. I will say that he plays as well as any concert pianist I know. I don't know many concert pianists, though. Well, you go on, Miss Francis.
Have you appeared as a guest on television?
Hmm?
Well, we have little whispers here on the panel, and we are suspicious that it may possibly be a man that plays the piano and makes jokes at the same time like Victor Borge.
That's right.
Love you and Borge and Bennett.
New York. And now let's see what we can do with another challenger. Will you come in and sign in? Robert. Robert Knight. Well, tell us where you live, Mr. Knight.
I live in Mays Landing, New Jersey.
Mays Landing, New
Yes,
Jersey. Well, we have only about 4.5 minutes left, so will you take a quick walk down in front of the panel, walk right back again, please.
Shake hands, Mr. Knight.
Sir.
All right, Mr. Knight. Sorry, Miss
nice
Dorothy. Will you
talent.
come over here and sit down right away, please? Because time is fleeing. We want to give the panel a reasonably good chance to get your line.
Night and daily.
Now we'll give them, on the basis of this quick look, a free guess. We'll begin the free guesses with Miss Kilgallen.
Deep sea fisherman.
Mr. Cerf.
I think he sells bait.
Miss Francis.
I think he has a farm.
Mr. Block.
I think he sells aspirin to King Farouk.
No, I'm afraid not. We'll let our people at home have a further look at Mr. Knight, and at the same time we'll tell them what his line is. But, panel, you get the dig. Mr. Knight, every time you get a no answer, we'll slap $5 up here, 10 no's or $50, and you've won the game. We'll give you one more bit of help. Mr. Knight is salaried, and let's begin the questioning with Mr. Block.
Well, thanks a heap. Do you deal in services?
Yes, sir.
You also deal in a product.
Yes, sir.
Is this a useful product?
Yes.
Does this product make people happier?
Well, I would say yes.
Could I ever use this?
I even suspect you still may. Go.
Well, will you buy me one? From the way they're laughing, I would think that maybe this would be something having to do with girls. Could girls ever use this product? Would they ever wear it?
Yes.
Is this sort of a revealing kind of a garment?
As a matter of fact, it is a bit revealing. Yes.
Would it ever be worn in say, in the summer?
I would say yes.
Would it be worn at the beach?
I would say yes.
Yes, it might be worn at the beach.
Would it come in contact with the water? Get that policeman.
I would say this, with your permission, Mr. Knight, I would think that under proper circumstances it would not come in contact with the water at the beach. One down and not a go. Miss Kilgallen. No, it's not a baby.
Mr. Knight, you've said that this is worn by girls. Could it also be worn by boys under certain circumstances? Would they be young boys? Very young?
I would say yes.
I came a cropper on one theory about babies, but does this have anything to do with babies?
Well, yes, there is a relationship between his line and babies.
Is this something that would be worn by very young people rather than adults?
Yes.
Is it something that is worn below the waist?
Yes. Actually, when his relationship with an actual garment would be below the waist, we've got about 30 seconds, Dorothy.
His relationship with it?
You drive.
Well, is it an intimate garment that babies wear?
Yes, it's an intimate garment.
Like baby pants of any kind?
Well, in a way, actually, our time has run up. But this one was tricky, as you will see in a minute. You got onto the right idea, and I think you'd have gotten to the diapers. But actually, Mr. Knight weaves cloth that is used only for diapers. So it was a double trap that we laid for you. Diapers? Yes. So oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Borge.
What I said.
And so, since you win by default, you win the full prize, Mr. Knight. Thanks a lot for being our guest on What's My Line. Good night, sir. Good to see you. And in just a moment, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to give you a preview look at one of our guests whose line our panel is going to be asked to try and identify on our next program. And next week at the same time, our panel of experts will be asked, "What's my line?" by this young woman. Would you know her occupation? Could you spot her line? For the answers to these and a lot of other questions, be sure to join us again next Sunday night at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time, when once again Stoppette invites you to play What's My Line? For other localities, check your local listings for the date and the time of our weekly series. And if you want to know where my voice is, I left it in Chicago. Until next week, then, this is John Daly saying good night, Dorothy.
Good night, John. Good night, Bennett, too.
Make up your mind.
Good night, Arlene.
Good night, baby.
Good night, John.
And good night, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for being with us on What's My Line?
Learn how to tell the truth with Bud Collier coming up next. Then get ready to test your word power with Alan Ludden and Password, only on Game Show Network.